Hi, James Hayes, Don's Appliances, joined by my good friend Rob Sobek.
Hi.
Hi. So we're going to get into, because it's mid-April right now, we're heading into that season, outdoor kitchens, outdoor cooking in general. So and the idea we floated around was Outdoor Kitchens 101. So how different features that are out there, different products that are out there, and then, I'll let you kind of take the lead on this because this is probably more your area than mine. But you can start. You can get a Weber grill for around $500, or you can spend $30,000 on a Kalamazoo. What exists in that range?
There's so much.
Yeah.
So if it's just just building an outdoor kitchen, and an outdoor kitchen can be as simple as just a grill,
Yeah.
but it could be a gigantic L-shaped island. It can take on a lot of forms. But when it comes to Dawn's specifically, like what we can provide, we do everything from an inexpensive 2-burner freestanding grill for $499 to, with Kalamazoo, you could get up towards $100,000, at the end of the day, depending on what it is you want to be cooking on.
Sure.
We have brands like XO and Coyote that'll do prefabricated islands to house appliances X, Y, and Z that they provide. So there's a lot of in between, but the common customer walking in through the door is getting something constructed and framed, and then getting like a stone fascia with a countertop on top. And the most common that you're going to see is a grill head, access doors below, a side burner, a little bit more storage, maybe an outdoor refrigerator, maybe a sink of some kind. So going into that, with outdoor grills, just pro style grill heads. So not like a freestanding Weber, Napoleon, things of that nature, but something that you actually build into an island of sorts. Where do you typically go, James?
It would depend on my customer, and if not everyone comes in here understanding how much some of that stuff can cost, and it can get very costly, very expensive. But a brand you touched on, XO, that's a prime example of a good quality product for a reasonable price point. And when I say reasonable, as we sit here right now in 2025 in April, 36-inch grill head's about $4,000. But it's made out of a really high quality stainless steel. It's well built. It seems to mirror the Lynx brand a lot in terms of features, with briquettes and infrared sear burners and stuff. And maybe we'll touch on that a little bit more further into the video. But it's a good quality product for a good price point. And, they have your basic sizes, which are going to be 30, 36, 42. And then maybe if they're looking for something a little bit extra, maybe into a DCS or something, shout out to Bob Seitz. So the DCS is going to be like your next tier up, and they're going to have, you can get into things where they have like the stadium lighting, where you have the lighting that shines in. So if you like the grill in the dark, I guess you can have better lighting. But then, that grill, you can do so much in those things. You can bake in it, you can smoke in it. There's different types of grates, so depending how you flip over for different types of meat. So that way it prevents flare-ups. Like, there's a lot of options there. So but the grill head's only part of it. When someone says outdoor kitchen, typically they're looking for some other things. So what are things that you've run into?
Outside of the grill surface itself, determining the width, what kind of burners they want, what kind of storage are they looking for. And a big thing to point out in 101 is that a lot of the storage solutions outside of garbage are just front fascia access panels to get into this framework that your contractor or whoever is building. So, I've had customers think that this is like something of a dry pantry, where they are metal full depth cabinets, which that's a thing too, but far more expensive. It's really about just having hand access into that framework that they built. But garbage pullouts are almost a necessity now, it seems, in these outdoor kitchens. We have a lot of the brands that do, not just the grills, but the accessories. They have farmhouse style sinks with that stainless apron that kind of match their grills. We also sell LK sinks, which we can custom order to be outdoor rated, with that 316 stainless steel that's marine grade. Galley workstations, they're outdoor rated. We have outdoor rated ice machines, although ice machines are a little bit of a bugaboo inside of a house when it comes to service and maintenance and things. So that's generally a conversation. I'm not saying that lands in every outdoor kitchen. It gets talked about.
Sure.
Dishwashers come up, but there isn't really an outdoor dishwasher anymore.
No. Refrigeration and
That's big.
yeah, a lot of people like to have some sort of either a beverage refrigerator or something outside where they can store, some beers or sodas, or even maybe a place where they're going to keep the food that they're planning on grilling later. And in a lot of instances, a lot of these companies that are producing the outdoor cooking, your XO or not Decor, DCS, Wolf, those types of brands will offer outdoor refrigeration that you can get. And the quality there may vary from brand to brand, but in general, like there are a ton of options out there. So, and you can go with different styles. So if you're looking for something more beverage oriented, or maybe you want a set of drawers or something like that, there are options that exist there.
And it's important to point out in a 101 crash course on outdoor is that outdoor refrigeration, it is outdoor rated, more leaning towards the high limit of the temperatures that can happen outside, not really the low limit. Once your temperatures start getting to the point of within 5 to 8 degrees of what your fridge is set to, whether above or below, it's going to start to cause issues with how the refrigerator is going to cool, especially if the ambient temperature outside is colder than inside of the fridge. So it's important to point out under-counter refrigerators, ice machines, kegerators, anything with a cooling component to it, in an outdoor kitchen needs to be winterized if it's not undercover and temperature controlled all throughout the year.
Sure.
So winterized can be as simple as unplug it and throw a tarp over the front, or completely uninstall it and take it inside.
Yeah.
But at the bare minimum, you want to unplug it.
Yeah, and then that brings up something. So you talked about being in undercover. A lot of people will build some sort of covering to go over it. Ventilation
That's
outside.
important.
Yeah, so, and come up with a plan on what all you're planning on implementing in there, because you can do griddle surfaces and everything now, but having the proper ventilation to go over top of all of that, if you have a grill head that's putting out 150,000 BTUs or whatever is putting out, it's a lot of heat to come out into an enclosed area. So they do have ventilation that is outdoor rated. So, if you're in an area where you're going to have a lot of smoke coming up in and you're trying to entertain in there, probably not ideal.
And you spend all that money on the roof over top and whatever pretty, whatever pretty shiplap or whatever is on the underside facing down to the patio.
Yeah.
It's an important thing to point out for architects, for designers, for customers, that every outdoor rated hoods brand, sans one, is all wall mount. So it's important to point out that where your grill is located is where you can have a wall behind it. If you're going to have ventilation. Outside of that, you need fire rated liner up and under the roof, even if you're on the edge and you're like, oh, the wind's going to carry it. It's not that simple, unfortunately, with how high the heat is.
Yes. So I guess brief recap is there's a lot of options that exist out there. Maybe take a look at Don's Appliances to see us and come up with a list of things that you want. And then let us help you make sure that whatever you're putting together isn't going to destroy your nice new investment.
Yeah, I think our 101 course in summary is outdoor kitchens. That's not something you order online. Come on in, talk to the pros, let us help you, and we'll get you the outdoor kitchen of your dreams.
Yeah.